Hello everyone, welcome to this step-by-step tutorial on how to relocate to Australia the smart and affordable way using the VET TAFE study route. Alright, so now in this session I am going to walk you through everything from choosing the right course like aged care to applying for your student visa, arranging proof of funds, finding work once you arrive in Australia, and also preparing for permanent residency. Okay, so now if you look to my left, you're going to see the PowerPoint presentation I'll be using to guide you visually. And also if you look to my right over here, okay, you will see my detailed research guide. All right, it's a document I have put together with verified links, okay, and government requirements for practical tips and sources. All right, so now if you want this document, all right, if you would like a free copy of this full research guide, you can just drop a comment in the comment section, okay, and I will send you the link directly. All right, okay, so let's dive in and start the tutorial. Okay, so section 1, which is understanding the student visa subclass 500. Now I am not going to read all of this, and like I said, if you want the full document, I am going to send it to you. Okay, so yeah, so like I said, understanding the visa subclass 500. Yeah, okay, so in this section, in this particular session, the student visa allow you to stay in Australia legally, all right, as a student while working part-time, studying a Cross registered course. Now, if you look here, the Cross, the full meaning is Commonwealth Register of Institution and Courses for Overseas Students. Okay. Now, if you ask what is VET and TAFE, all right, over here you can see VET TAFE programs like aged care, child care, disability, and cookery are all eligible, all right, are all eligible under this visa, under this subclass 500 visa. Okay, so if you want to know what subclass 500 visa is, okay, it's over here. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so now what you will be needing, all right, for this type of visa is your proof of fund. So over here, before I go on here, you can see over here, this is the link. Okay, this is the link. If I click on it, it will take me to where, to this particular place. I have to put it here for those who will be requesting for this document. I'm going to send it to you. All right, so now to qualify for this visa, you must be enrolled in a full-time course registered course, all right, and you must receive a confirmation enrollment, COE. So this COE stands for confirmation of enrollment from the institution. Okay, then you would also hold overseas student health cover, OSHC, provide genuine temporary entrance GTE statement, show evidence of sufficient funds, meet English and health character requirements. All right, so now this is evidence of funds that you're going to be needing. Okay, so a minimum of this, all right, and the tuition fee is this, as you can see on the screen, all right, and travel expenses is approximately 2,000 Canadian dollar, all right. So there are ways for this, okay, because don't just look at this money and then you get scared. You don't have to, because this tuition fee is something you can actually pay on installments. All right, okay, so this minimum of this particular amount is just for you to have. This is what they want you to have, like, as a proof of funds. Okay, but for the school fees itself, the school fees itself is $6,800, all right, Australian dollar, and you can actually pay on installments. Okay, so now if you want to find out more about this, you can just go on this website, okay, and find out more information for yourself. Okay, moving on to the next page. All right, so rights and condition on this particular subclass 500 visa you are entitled to. All right, so why doing that particular course, all right, you can actually work up to 48 hours, all right, during study periods. Okay, unlimited work hours during official school breaks. Now this particular, like this aged care, okay, so I'm just going, so okay, on this particular visa, actually, okay, yeah, depending on what course you want to, okay, you want to go and do. Okay, so this tuition fee I put here is actually for aged care. There are other courses you can do, okay, from like 6 months to 12 months, depending on the course you want to do. So I'm still going to take you down to where I'll guide you on the aged care course. So but this particular 6,800 amount here that you can see, 6,800 Australian dollar, is for a 6 month vet course like aged care. Okay, all right, so moving on. While on subclass 500 visa, you are entitled to work 48 hours, like I said before, unlimited work hours during official school breaks, bring eligible family members, which means even though it's a 6 month course, you can bring your family if you have children, or if you have husband, family, basically. All right, you can go through this pathway. Okay, so you can also stay in Australia for the duration of your course, okay, plus buffer time. Pathway to post-study visa 485, depending on qualification. Also, if you want the full information, all right, on this particular one, you can just go through this link. Okay, you can go through this link. So moving on. Application process and required documents, step by step process. Apply and receive your COE, okay, certificate of enrollment, from a Cross institution. Create email accounts on Home Affairs website, okay. All right, proof of funds, bank statement, sponsor letter, English proficiency, police clearance, submit visa application and pay the fee, book medicals, biometrics, wait for decision, create. So I'm actually adding the links for you guys, just for you to be able to do more research, and for you to also know that these are verified links I used in getting all this information, okay. So yeah, now you can see over here the visa fee and processing time for this particular course. The course itself is aged care. There are other courses, okay, that you can also do under this student visa Subclass 500, okay. Yeah, so but the one I want to talk about in this course is aged care. So the visa fee is 710 for the primary applicants. Then if your children or husband is going, there are additional extra charges for you to pay, okay. All right, so again, you can, for more information, you can just go through all of this link. All right, so let's move on to section 2. Let's move on to section 2. Okay. All right. So now, what is a course? Okay, for many of you who want to know, it's over here. All right. Is a course. Is a course is a program that is registered and approved by the Australian government, all right, to accept international students. Only courses qualify for the subclass student visa. They include staff, private colleges, and university. Again, you can check this, okay, for further information. So the popular courses are aged care, child care, disability, cookery. So all these courses are under, okay, are under this. All right, you can search this particular website, which is also here. All right, institution like TAFE, QLD, all of these, I'm going to be explaining it to you in details as we move ahead. So, like I said earlier, that there are different courses that you can do under this. So, one of which, like I said, I'm going to be talking about just this one, aged care, which is 6 months. The duration is 6 months, okay? And it's not an online course, it's something that you have to travel to Australia, okay, to go and do. And the tuition fee is 6,800, which you can pay on installments, okay? Now, if you want to go for this one is the cheapest, and that's why I'm talking about it. So if you want to go for this one, the disability course, it's a 1 year course, and it is 8,000 dollar, Australian dollar, and it's also, you can pay on installments. So you're going to pay 25% upfront installment while you're in your home country, and when you get to Australia, by the time you start working, you can now split the payments. Okay, I think you can split it from five. You can pay 5 times upward. So it depends on the agreements you have with the school. Okay, so another course you can do is this particular one, early childhood education. It's also 1 year. Okay, and it's 8,500 Australian dollar, okay, and this one and this one. So depending on what you want to do, actually, all right, depending on what course you want to go for, this is the tuition fee. Now, for more details on this, you can go on this website and search for it. Now, how to search for schools and courses, okay, you can use this official website here. Go to this particular website and search for courses, okay. Click on courses or institution, filter by state, course name or provider name. Look for keywords like certificate 3 in individual support. Verify the course code, duration, location, and institution fees, okay. So for more information, all right, you can just go through this. You can also check directly on institution sites like this. So I have put it all together to be very easy for you, okay. All right, so moving on. So what to look for in a school, okay. These are the things you have to look for in a school. Like I said before, course number must be listed. This must be listed on official register, okay. So it's not all schools you can apply to. All right, and also the flexibility in payments, like I mentioned earlier, okay. Flexible payment plan option for international students. All right, it's affordable. Yeah, affordable tuition under 10,000 Australian dollar. So like that of aged care, like I mentioned before, is 6,500 Australian dollar, and there's another one with $8,500. All right, depends on the course you actually want to go for, and like I said before, that you can pay it on installment. I keep referring to this so that you won't think that you're going to pay this, you're just going to pay lump sum. All right, so yeah, so here, regional location can increase your permanent resident fund. So now you want to, when applying for these courses, you want to choose a regional location. Okay, so that's some location that are really, really, really in need of students, to do these courses, or they have shortage of aged care jobs and all of that. So you can just search for regional locations. Okay, all right. So let's move on to section 3, comparing tuition fees, intake, and payment plan. All right. Okay, I've said all of this. All right, section 3. Yeah. So comparing tuition fee, intake, and payments plan. Okay, aged care tuition, I said this before, is $6,800 6 months. Yeah, so the deposits you cannot, like, I said it before, a deposit is $1,700. So which means that if you're applying for this course from your home country, what you are typically paying is $1,700. That is 25% upfront. Okay, now balance via fly. So this is an app. Okay, you see it from the school portal. This is where you can make the payment from. Okay, 4 intakes yearly: January, April, July, October. So the intake for this July is already gone, so you can start preparing for the next one, which is in January. Okay, apply 3 to 5 months before intake. Okay, so if you want to apply for the January intake, it's something you should start looking into right now. Okay, so you can just see the tuition range. I have said it before, so I won't keep going into it. So for my Nigeria audience watching this, so I had to just approximate what you're going to be needing in naira. Okay, so yeah, let's move on. Okay, so I have said all of this. Deposit 25% of full tuition, which is $1,700. So the remaining balance spread by weekly or monthly. So it depends on the arrangement you have with the school, really. Okay, and you can make the payment via Flywire, Convera, or direct debit. So again, it depends on the school. Okay, all right. So we have mentioned all of this. So now moving on to section 4, proof of funds strategy and supporting documents. Okay, so here, to be granted a student visa, you must show you can financially support yourself. Okay, so I think that is where your proof of funds comes in. Okay, that is where your proof of funds comes in. So the amount you see here is actually the sum up, okay, of everything. Because what they expect to see in your account, all right, what they expect to see in your account is a minimum of 33,000 Australian dollar, 305 in total, which includes your living expenses, tuition, travel. So this is the total. So the living expenses, everything for the period of 12 or 6 months. So this particular amount is for the period of 12 months for those who want to go for a 1 year course. Okay. So if you're going to be going for a 6 month course, it is not up to this. Okay. I just have to put this for those who will be choosing to go for a 12 month course. Okay, and then for tuition fee, yeah, this and the travel total required. Anyway, what should you should be looking at in your account. Okay, this is also, I got this from this source. You can also click on this and then get more information about it be sure to be sure for yourself. Okay, now, acceptable proof of funds documents, bank statement in your name or your sponsor name. So depending on who is sponsoring you, if you're the one sponsoring yourself, okay, your bank statement must be in your name. And if it's your spouse, family members, or whoever, okay, it should be in their name. That and that should be for the past 3 months, okay. And then sponsor letter, if you're using a parent, guardian, anyone, okay, and affidavit or support recommended for family sponsor. So this is still for this particular money. If somebody is sponsoring you, then employment letter plus payslip if you're sponsoring yourself. If you're working right now and you want to sponsor yourself, we should be able to show proof of funds. Okay, then loan approval letter from a recognized bank if you are getting a loan or any of these. Yeah, you need this. And then scholarship letter if it is applicable. Okay, so ensure your documents are clear, dated, and match your declared funds in your application. Okay, don't go and use a different name. Okay, don't go and print another person's bank statement and claiming it's yours, if you get what I mean. Okay, now, I put down some rules here, okay? Sponsor eligibility rules must be a close family member, parent, sibling, auntie, uncle, husband, okay, or wife, should have a steady income or employment. Their name must match their bank statement and affidavit, includes proof of relationship, birth certificate, and all of this. Okay, so the reason I put down this is because a lot of visas gets rejected, okay, and it is because people don't arrange their documents in a proper way. All right, so for you to be able, if you want them to grant you a visa, just follow this guide. Honestly, if you follow the everything I put down here, it's 100% success. Okay. So, like I said before, funds must be held in the account for at least 3 months, which is 90 days prior to your application. Don't go and put a lump sum in your account. Okay, hey, look at it. I said no sudden large deposit before submission. All right, this can actually raise a red flag. Don't go and maybe collect money from somewhere and then put everything. Once they will know it's not legit. Okay, and also use a bank account with a consistent transaction history. Okay, I'm sure you understand what this means. All right, now these are smart strategies for students. If this is what you want to look into, if you want to go through this route, you can start saving early in a separate account. All right, use a trusted sponsor with a stable financial background. All right, and it has to be a close family member. Avoid using fake bank statements. This is illegal and easily detected, so don't do this. don't do this. They will definitely get to know if you use fake bank statements, okay, and it is illegal and easily detected. So you want to do things the right way so that you can get the right results. Now, build a financial story in your GTE statement that aligns with your documents. Use fixed deposit, salary account, or cooperative savings with traceable records. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. So moving on. All right, GTE, genuine temporary entrance statement tips. This is your personal statement that shows what you choose, why you chose this course, why Australia, how it fits into your career plans, that you plan to return home or legally transition to another visa if eligible. So for you to write this statement or write GTE statement, this all of this should be included in your statement. Okay, all of this should be included in your statement. All right, now this is the guide for you to. You can see all the links are there. All the verified links are using. Putting this down. So if you have this guide, trust me, you don't even need to start going from A, B, C, D. All right, you can just use this guide to apply successfully. All right, so moving on to section 5. Moving on to section 5, application timeline and preparing for travel. When should you start your application? Okay, now it is recommended to begin your process at least 4 to 6 months before the course intake, like now. Okay, if you want to go in January 2026, which is next year, start now. Okay, so intake month, ID month to apply January, August, October. Okay, you can start today. We're already in end of July, so you can start in August. All right, so yeah, then if you want to apply for the April months into January, August, October, previous year, April, November, January. Okay, so why this? It's because it allows enough time, it give you enough time, okay, for course selection, gathering documents, visa processing, and financial preparation. So key application milestone: choose course and institution, apply and receive offer letter, pay deposits and receive COE, prepare and submit visa application, wait for visa decision. All right, book flights, prepare for relocation. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I just put down this, but you can also do your research. Flight cost depending on season and city of arrival. Okay, so this particular one is for my Nigeria audience. Okay, if you're watching me from another country, you can just do your research on flight from your home country to Australia. All right. Okay. So pre-departure checklist, passport and visa grant letter. If you don't have your passport already, you should be getting one by now. Okay, COE, school orientation schedule, flight tickets and airport pickup, vaccination, accommodation. So all of these are what you should be, doing. So finding accommodation in Australia. You can book temporary stay for 1 to 2 weeks, Airbnb, long-term stay. So you can just click on all of this, to get more information on this. All right. So all of these are just additional details for you. All right. So here, I said what to expect when you arrive. Custom check, have visa grant letter and COE, SIM card setup, applied for TFN, tax file number to work, open an Australian bank account. These are the examples of bank they have there. Attend school orientation and begin class. Get support from international student office at your school. These are just extra tips, okay? Now, here, post-arrival tips and migration opportunities. While studying how to maximize your stay, attend classes regularly required for visa compliance. Okay, so this is required for visa compliance. You have to attend class regularly. Okay, work legally up to 48 hours fortnight during study period. Save money. Use students discount for transport, food, tech, network. Build relationship with classmates, local employers, and mentors. It is going to help you. Okay, seek support from students, support international office and local communities. These are just extra tips. All right. Now, once you complete your vet course, you may be eligible for temporary graduate visa, subclass 485 graduate work stream. Okay, duration 18 months. It actually all depends on the course you are applying for. Okay, so yeah, if you've done aged care and you want to move ahead to do extra courses like maybe 18 or 2 years or whatever, you can do it under the subclass 485 graduate work stream. Okay. Now, here I said study in regional Australia outside Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. Okay, so if you're studying outside of all of this area, it gives you extra points for permanent residency, access to longer post-study work rights, more relaxed competition for jobs. So you might want to look in this regional areas. All right, let's move on. So these are other pathways to PR to permanent residency for residency. Sorry. So to stay long term in Australia, you need to gain Australian work experience under this. Apply for skills assessment based on your course. Explore PR visa pathways and all of this. Okay. So all of these are just extra tips that I put down here. Nigerian students in Australia Facebook, just join support network, okay? That's just what it all means, just for you to network when you get there, okay? So yes, guys, this is the end of this particular section. Okay. So now I put down here finding accommodation in Australia. Okay. You can just book temporary stay for the first to 2 weeks when you arrive. Okay. If you have family members you can stay with, that is also a plus for you. But for those who don't have the family member, friends, or anyone, what you can just do is book a temporary stay for the first and 2 weeks before getting an accommodation. I wrote here, it is highly recommended that you secure temporary accommodation before arriving in Australia. This reduces stress and ensures you have a safe place to stay while looking for a long-term rental. All right. Many international students pre-book 1 to 2 weeks of stay through Airbnb, student hostels, or school arranged accommodation. Once in Australia, you can attend inspections, meet housemates, and make informed long-term rental decision. I'm sure you understand that. Now, this is also an extra tip for you to get an aged care job in Australia as a student. You may want to ask, how soon can you start? Student can begin applying for aged care jobs immediately upon arrival. You don't have to wait, okay? Provided you have the right to work, which is this, how hold the police check and for state certificates, okay? Some employer required. So you may just want to take this course before going, all right? Now, you must have commenced or enrolled in this course, okay, before you apply. Now, most care facilities prefer students already studying or partially trained in care. Please take note of this, partially trained in care. So you don't have to have work in care, but you should have done some courses, okay, like online courses before going to study in this route. Okay. Now, how much can you earn? Early entry level pays between $25 Australian dollars to 32 per hour. Okay. Now, where to find jobs? You can get jobs in aged care as look for part-time roles as aged care assistant, personal care worker, disability support worker. Okay. These are the popular aged care employers in Australia. They're here. Bupa Aged Care, Estia Health, Southern Cross Care, all of this. Okay. If you're seeing my screen, you can just write it down. Or if you want a copy of this guide, I'll send it to you like I mentioned before. And then for job portals, you can also use this to search for job upon arrival. All right. So to create a resume before arrival and all of this, okay? Right. All right, guys. So I have come to the end of this video. If you find this helpful, kindly subscribe, like, share. All right, share this with someone who needs it. All right, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm going to be doing more research on jobs in caregiving in Canada or support worker. All right, again, thank you, and stay motivated and stay informed. Bye.